Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Questions Protestants Can't Answer. Today's question is, do I have to do something in order to be saved? I'm John Martignoni, president and founder of the Bible Christian Society, and today's question really comes from scripture in John chapter 19, where Jesus is on the cross, and right as he dies, this is verse 30, when Jesus had received the vinegar, he said, "It is finished," and he bowed his head and gave up his spirit. I have had a lot of Protestants tell me that when Jesus says, "It is finished," what he meant is that the work of salvation is done. Jesus did all that needs to be done, and there's nothing that we can add to what Jesus did in order to be saved. There's nothing we need to do in order to be saved. Well, that got me thinking, and let's use a little example. Let's say, for instance, that I was unsaved on January 1st, 1995. But then I went to a church on January 2nd, 1995. I answered an altar call, I said a sinner's prayer, and lo and behold, I was saved. Well, was that something Jesus did? Or was that something I did? Or was it something that I did in cooperation with Jesus? The reason I ask that is because if Jesus' work on the cross was all that needed to be done, and there's nothing that I or anyone else can do to add to that, then I should have been saved from basically the moment of my conception. And everyone should be saved from their moment of their conception, because there's nothing anyone can add to what Jesus did. If Jesus' work was finished on the cross 2,000 years ago, then on January 1st of 1995, when I was unsaved, did Jesus die again for me on January 2nd, 1995 when I got saved? No. I had to do something. I had to cooperate with Jesus' finished work on the cross. I had to make an act of faith. I had to make an act of the intellect to believe that Christ is who he claimed to be, who he claims to be. And I had to have an act of the will in order to follow through on that intellectual belief. So I had to do something in order to be saved. It wasn't me that saved myself, but I had to work in cooperation with Jesus. Because again, if his work was done 2,000 years ago, and he wasn't crucified again for me between January 1st, 1995 and January 2nd, 1995, when I answered that altar call, then there was something else that had to be done. My role in this salvation drama had to be put into effect. I had to do something in order to apply the graces merited for me by Jesus' death on the cross. So again, the question for today is, do I have to do something in order to be saved? Think about it. Pray about it. That's it for now, but be sure to check out all of the free apologetics materials, CDs, MP3 downloads, apologetics newsletters, all free at BibleChristianSociety.com. BibleChristianSociety.com.